Okay.
Should I start?
Yes.
I'm Caruana. I'm here in St. Louis, about to play the Sinquefield Cup, the strongest tournament ever. This is my ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I was challenged by Anish Giri, and I would like now to challenge Maurice Ashley, Yasser Sarawan, and Levon Aronian.
Alright, one moment.
Checkmate. Oh man,
That was awesome.
I officially feel terrible.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Can we do it again?
Yeah.
The world will be watching St. Louis. The best in the U.S. The best in the world. Only one will be king. The Sinquefield Cup. Information at stlouischessclub.org.
This year's Sinquefield Cup is the strongest chess tournament ever. We have the highest average rating in history, with 6 of the top 10 players in the world participating. And that includes world number 1, Magnus Carlsen, also the defending champion from last year's Sinquefield Cup. The very best in chess competing today at the St. Louis Chess Club for the 2014 Sinquefield Cup. And our complete coverage from first move to winning move starts right now.
Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. Round 7 of the second annual Sinquefield Cup in 2014 at the St. Louis Chess Club and Scholastic Center in St. Louis, right in the heartland of the United States, and I'm proud to say that. This is a game, as you all know, Fabiano Caruana, 7 in a row. Wow, wow, wow. Against the highest average rated tournament in the world. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Anyway, this is from round 7. White is Maxime Vacher-Lagrave from France. They call him MVL. And black is Fabiano Caruana, whose play in this tournament is just incredible. And that's the thing with sport, and I consider chess a sport, is consistency. You have your ups and your downs. It's like a baseball player here in the U.S. Over the course of a whole season, your batting average, your fielding percent, all those things. When you put them all together, you get a real true picture. So let's see if Fabiano Caruana can maintain his high level. He'll probably won't be good as this tournament, but let's see how he does. He has catapulted himself to far and above the field, the number 2 in the world. He's closer to Magnus Carlsen now than he is number 3, Levon Aronian. Let's see this game. MVL from France is white. Fabiano Caruana from Italy is black. He's actually Italian-American. He was born in the United States. He has dual citizenship. It's going to be a Queen's Gambit declined. Go through the first few moves here. This video's not really about opening theory per se. Knight, C5. Pretty standard stuff. If white had taken after e takes, bishop d3, c5 is pretty much the order in this opening. After c5, believe it or not, the computer's got a small advantage to Fabiano. Caruana is black. Now, I haven't played much Queen's Gambit decline with the c5 push. He's got a lot more space on the queen side, that's for certain. He's a little underdeveloped on the king side. Knight d4. And he just maintains it. He as the bishop to come out in order for him to castle on the king side to develop. F5. I find it to be a fascinating move. And I'm looking at the computer here, and the top 3 choices of the computer are all close in score. Knight takes c3, e5, and f5. I like f5. That shows some boldness, to tell you the truth. Now this poor light-squared bishop, we're going to see how he does, because he can't get out right now. So let's see how he comes out and develops. Knight to f3, c6. That's in the top 3 choices of the computer. I kind of like it myself, frankly. Knight d5, knight takes, bishop takes, bishop f6. What to do, as I always say in this. Maxime decides to trade bishops. And I probably would castle here, but a close second choice is knight to e2, and that's what MVL did. e5. Now that's opening things right up. He's going really after the pawns on the queen side. He's trying to do is, of course, he won't trade. But if black ever trades, well, white takes, it makes this pawn here a little backward. Queen a4. If white had castled, bishop to d7 probably would have been a decent move. That bishop's kind of stuck for now. After a4, queen to g6 maybe, he decides to go queen to h4. He's just going full tilt here. He's got 6 in a row. Whether he's pushing the envelope or he sees an opportunity and takes it. Number 1 move on the computer is castle, and I happen to agree. The least move, this is where I think Maxime maybe shouldn't have made this choice. He played g3, which kind of weakens the king side already. If he had castled, knight to d2, rook moves, knight to e4, and it's an even game. After g3, it's almost a point advantage for black, and that's a big deal at this point. He moves the queen. Rook to f1. I'm really surprised. It is the computer's #1 move, but I'll tell you the truth, I don't like Maxime's position at all right now. I think it's a lot of little things that start to add up over time in a position. Give an example. Say you're putting down some tile on the floor in the kitchen, and you've got to get the tiles lined up, and you have one that's just a hair off. And as you move, that mistake becomes more and more and more as you go across the room. And I think chess is a lot like that, where these small mistakes over time start to build up. Rook to f1 by white. I think queen to d1 was worth looking at. Then after e takes, black still has an advantage, but I think that's a little bit better. He can get his knight up here. He can eventually castle. Knight to g5. And this is where I think he goes a little wacky. I think he gets a little panicky here. He goes king to d2. And that's tough. That's a tough call. Look at the queen over here. Way out of the play. Way out of action. Gonna need that queen for defense. If knight to g1 was the computer's choice, and after f4, d takes, f takes, queen takes, check. Rook will probably take, and then you take the queen back. That's a little bit better for white, I think. After king to d2, knight to f3 check, of course. King to c3. Look at this king now. Look where he's marching. That's not a good idea. Knight takes. Rook to h1. Knight to f3. And I'll tell you, Maxime is struggling right now. Frankly, queen to a5 is the computer move, and that's what he did, but I'd probably get a little panicky and bring my queen back to here, maybe. Queen to a5, trying to get some counterplay, desperately. Queen to g5. The d takes. And now queen to e7. He's going to round up this pawn. He really didn't sacrifice it. There's no way he can save that. Knight to d4. Knight takes the pawn. And this again, I think where Maxime Vachier-Lagrave miscues. Seems like somewhat of a natural move. b3. Maybe tuck your king back later. Computer should just king back to d2. Now that's going to be tough since you just came from there. But he goes b3. Now what would you do? It's a simple move, but it's an incredibly effective one. b6, hitting the queen. If he had taken the pawn instead, or the bishop instead after king takes, bishop d7, king d2, and I think white escapes. But after b6, pawn takes, c5, hitting the knight. And now white's in a world of trouble. Knight b5, saving the knight. Bishop b7. Pawn takes. d4 check. As you can see, the check, of course, hits the rook. E takes. Knight takes. King takes. Bishop takes. Rook takes c5. Man, oh man, oh man. Queen e4 check. King to c4. And white is just doomed. Queen e2 check. King to b4. King tries to run away. Queen checks. Black's with the rook. Bishop a4. Try to protect the king the best he can. But it's already too late. Bishop takes. King takes. Queen takes. Rook to c7. And this is coming up on the end here. Rook. Queen. Rook checks. King a6. Rook d6. a5. Queen to d3 check. King to b7. And queen to d5. And that's enough. He throws in the towel. So there you go, 7 in a row from Fabiano Caruana in the second annual Sinquefield Cup 2014. I hope you enjoyed it. I want you all to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.